Talk about sleep. Many of you guys are experiencing a lack of sleep. I know I am because of the clocks springing forward 1 hour, but there is hope for all of us who are maybe a little bit groggy today as our bodies are adjusting to the time change. Joining us this morning is Krista Dancy, a licensed therapist with some tricks to make it a smooth transition into spring. And Krista, thanks for joining us.
Thanks for having me.
So a lot of people a little bit groggy. They didn't get enough sleep. What is the best suggestion for them to get through the day?
So a good thing to remember is that your circadian rhythm is really a 24-hour clock. We often think of it in terms of just what we do before bed, but what we do all day long can actually have an impact on the sleep we have that night. So for instance, we're going to want to have caffeine today. There was a recent study that said 4 out of 10 people will struggle because of that sleep loss. That 1 hour will affect their mood for up to a few days even.
Wow, okay.
So a lot of us are going to want to have the caffeine, but if we can limit it, especially after 10 or even noon, then we're going to do a better job sleeping that night, for instance.
How does water help with sleep?
Oh, water is incredibly important for so many of our body's processes. Sleep is really, at its core, a metabolic process. So the better we are hydrated and the better we're nourished, the better we're going to sleep that night.
Would you suggest having maybe like a glass before bed and when you wake up?
Yes, we recommend sleeping would be improved by any water intake. You want to cut off that water intake, though, if you can, to having it not just right before bed, because, of course, then you're going to have your sleep disturbed that night.
And how does it affect children different than adults? I know they have a tough time as well.
Yes, so children will show sleep loss differently than adults. While adults might be fatigued or groggy or have trouble with confusion, memory, concentration, children can sometimes even show hyperactivity or impulsivity, and sometimes it will look like they're wired with energy, but they're actually sleep deprived as well.
So what are the signs there?
You could see some impulsivity, some hyperactive behavior, some poor decision making, and then as well as some of the things you see with adults, like lack of concentration and that sort of thing.
I do quickly want to ask you about naps. If we're really tired today, maybe we should get a nap in. But how long is a perfect nap? I know everyone's different, but if you go a little overboard, you may have trouble at night.
Sure, yeah. So you've heard of the power naps. Power naps are really helpful, and what that means is we want to try and get somewhere that really complements your sleep cycle. 15 minutes is ideal, or anything under 90 minutes is ideal. If you go over that, you're starting to go into multiple REM cycles, and that can really impact your ability to sleep well tonight.
Is that the same for children who may nap for up to 2 or 3 hours?
Yeah, so of course it depends on age, because infants are going to be different than toddlers or elementary school age children, and every parent knows their child best. But we want to try and keep kids, if we can, under 2 hours.
Okay, well, we will survive this.
We will.
It will take us, what, about a week to adjust?
It depends, of course, on your personal biology, but it can take up to a week.
Okay, terrific. Thank you so much, Krista Dancy, for joining us this morning and sharing those tips to hopefully get us through the week.